Okay, we're good.
Being 5 o'clock or after 5, Thursday, March 17th, we call this meeting to order. This is a special meeting of the Board of Directors.
Yes, thank you, everyone, for getting together this evening. And the purpose of this meeting is to approve the documents related to the bond to further our capital improvement program, and any questions that you may have. We've been working with Sandy and Maureen and her team. Hilltop Security issued an RFP back in early February. We received 4 responses, and it was determined that Webster Bank provided the best rate in the terms that we were looking for. The purpose of getting this kind of locked in, because it's no secret that the markets are very volatile, but I still think that we're going to be getting a good rate and for 20 years as well. So without further ado, I don't know if Sandy, you want to kind of take it from here?
Sure. So as you all know, the rate is 2.88%, which is still the lowest competitive rate. And we have Hilltop on in case anyone has any questions about the market conditions or where this rate is vis-a-vis the market today, yesterday, and tomorrow. The documents before you, there are 3. One is the actual resolution that authorizes borrowing the full 12 million and approving the series resolution. As you know from prior bond issuances, the series resolution has attached to it the form of the bond, also the form of the bond purchase agreement. Thanks to Hilltop, they ran the numbers, confirmed them with Webster earlier today, and we have the precise numbers for the debt service reserve fund, the cost of issuance, and what will remain in the project fund. And so the cost of issuance is $57,450, which is less than what it was last year. The actual debt service reserve fund, which is something that's required by the Internal Revenue Code, is $791,232. So that leaves $11,151,318 in your project fund. And as you all know, Dan and Steve have been spending some of that. So the general resolution, the reimbursement resolution that you adopted last time, allows you to reimburse your general fund once this bond is released. As Steve mentioned, it's a full 20 years. That was an important consideration when we looked at all the rates, and the affiliate of Webster was the only firm that would go out 20 years with an interest rate. In hindsight, that was a good call by the management. Because you can relax now for 20 years with this rate in effect. The rate also allows for refinancing. If something happens and the rates go down, you have the ability to refinance with 10 days notice. Our schedule is very tight. Webster will hold this rate only for 5 days. So what we're doing is going to, over the weekend, complete all the documents. There's a first set of documents that has to be completed by Dan, Steve, and the accounting firm, the auditors. And this provides the backup certificate that says that you have enough revenues to meet the covenants in the general resolution. I sent out forms of those 3 documents this morning for Dan to work on and work on with the accountants. The bond purchase agreement has already been negotiated. The series resolution has already been negotiated. So what you have in front of you is a close to final document with just those blanks to be put in with the interest rate and those numbers I just gave you. Once you consider and hopefully approve this bond, our next step will be to complete the documents and to set up a time for signing the documents and then actually funding the transaction. We need to have it funded by the 24th, so we have targeted the 23rd for signing, and offline I can work with Lauren and Steve to make sure that we have the secretary, the chair available, because those are the chair, the secretary, and Steve, which are the three parties that sign the documents. So they should all be ready for signing on the 23rd or earlier.
Either that would be the morning or the afternoon.
Your pleasure. Whatever works for all of you.
I'm tied up in the middle of the day from 1 o'clock to 2. I'm probably tied up 1 to 2:30, but I can come in the morning, or I can come, say, after 3 o'clock. What's your pleasure?
I prefer to do it in the morning. That way I can come back to
Good.
the office, scan everything in, and because the next day we're delivering the document. So that would work.
George, how about for you? You're muted.
10 o'clock in the morning would be a
10
good time.
o'clock, fine. Steve, that okay?
I'll
Yes,
see
So
at the
we'll set
authority 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
But you have to adopt the resolutions first.
I understand.
But I appreciate that. So I don't know if you want Maureen and her team to go through market conditions, or if you're satisfied with the rate and want to just consider the resolution, but they are available and on this call. Given the volatility in the market, we thought it would be better for the team to be available to the board.
I'll make a motion to
Anyone, any
approve
of
it
the
as,
directors have a question?
as I
George,
said, I'd make a motion to approve it as presented.
okay, is second?
Second.
A second,
Can I-
okay. George, you have a question?
Yeah, I just want, in the last go around, we worked with Chase Bank. Was Chase Bank part of the consideration, or did they just drop out? I'm just curious as to why their name isn't on the list. Don't they do this type of financing, or could somebody help me on that?
It was sent to them, but they did not return a proposal.
Okay.
And we frankly were surprised because they had submitted to you in the past, but they did not on this one.
Yeah, they had a very low rate, as I recall, and I was just curious about it. Thank you. I thought that was the situation. Thank you.
I think this rate is extraordinary. I'm delighted that Webster agreed to it.
Yes,
After 20 years.
Yeah, I mean,
it's very good.
yeah, it doesn't speak well for their earnings, but it's great for us.
Does anyone else have any questions? Are we ready to vote? All in favor of the motion? This is now the resolution for the minutes. This is approving the bond sale. Am I correct?
Correct.
Okay, all those in favor, raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Tom, I don't see anything there. Say something or raise your hand. You're muted. Well, we got 7 votes so far, so that passes. Juan's not here, and Tom, we don't, he shows he's here, but we can't see him or hear him. But we have 7 votes. So that passes.
Thank you. So I will
do we need to
be,
go through each of these items here?
no, so
you wanna
your
go there?
resolution, the resolution that's before you actually contemplates approving the series resolution and the bond purchase agreement as part of the resolution. So I'll send Lauren some language to include in the minutes reflecting that, Steve.
We don't have
So only one vote is required, in other words.
Because that resolution by incorporating by reference is approving the series and the bond purchase agreement.
Okay,
Perfect.
great.
a record for the shortest meeting.
That's it.
Is there any other business to be considered? George,
Yeah, the meeting on Tuesday, would that be at the headquarters of the water company in Warren? Would that- would
Yes,
that-
we'll be meeting in person. Wednesday is Wednesday morning in person, and then our board meeting next Thursday is in person.
Okay.
very good.
So just to be clear, we're meeting 10 o'clock, 23rd at the conference area, and I'll have all the documents ready for people to sign, and we'll do it as quickly as we can. And I'm happy to wear a mask as well.
Excellent.
When you say conference area, you mean the conference area at the water company building?
The boardroom, I call it conference area, the boardroom.
Great.
Okay. Thank you all. There's no other business to consider. I'll entertain a motion to dissolve the meeting.
No more.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
Seconded. All those in favor, raise your hands. It is done. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank
You.
thank you, Sandy. Take care.